What's poppin', yo? It's Jake. We're gonna take things a little more serious today because I think this is a topic and a question that is central in a lot of dudes' lives, okay? So here we go. We are knee deep in an era of fractionation that far exceeds political division. The division we're experiencing in our societies is no longer with respect to differences in ideas such as the efficacy of free markets or the value or lack thereof of unfettered immigration. If you are still focused on those ideas, I encourage you to stop. We are, and for the rest of our lives will be, in an era where people are branched into different groups based on the fundamental truths that they hold about reality. On some level, this has obviously always been true, right? But take religion. There is a cosmic difference between a man of God and an atheist. The fundamental assumptions that those two people make about reality are the farthest that they could be. How this differs from today is that the level of propaganda infused into the average person's life so far exceeds anything that has ever occurred in human history. And it's only going to get worse. When I hear people talk about different philosophies regarding things such as economics or justice or how governments can best be organized, they're basically always speaking in terms of ideals. They're talking in terms of abstract garbage. I am a pragmatist. If a conversation does not have a bearing on reality, then I'm really not interested in having it because it's a waste of my time. Propaganda is the reason that virtually no theory or idea that describes reality is valid anymore, okay? I want you to sit and think about that for a second. This is my idea, and if you disagree with this idea, then that's fine. Really think about what I just said. When foundational global institutions exist whose entire purposes are to paint a picture of reality for you that's false, we're in trouble, right? I think in order to have a conversation about this, we have to define or talk about what the average person is and what they're like. On some level, the average person is the reason that life is nasty, brutish, and short, right? And I understand that Hobbes was talking about life without a government, but that's a pointless conversation to have because we're never going to live in a world without governmental bodies. If you spend any time thinking about anarchism in any form, I, again, would encourage you to stop because you're wasting your time and energy. A man needs to be practical, and modern day abstract intellectualism is a form of masculine castration. I want you to think about that too. Okay, sitting around in fantasy land, hypothesizing and theorizing about what is possible and what if this was true. And dude, that's what is the most masculine thing? It's interacting physically with the world, and those two things are on the complete opposite sides of that spectrum, right? On the flip side of the average person, they're also very hopeful and they're positive, right? They generally think that the universe is a positive place and that there is something somewhere looking out for them. I mean, that is a very hopeful and romantic thought if you think about it. You know, if you were to tell that person that virtually everything that they think they know about reality is false and is a dark, twisted fantasy invented by some people in order to confine them within a game theoretical box and be able to predict their actions and outcomes, first of all, they're not going to believe you. That's part of the brilliance that is propaganda. Let's talk about what a daemon is for a second. A daemon is a program that's constantly running undetected by you on your computer. For instance, there are daemons on your computer that are handling your connection to the internet. You don't have to manually open an application and run those daemons. They just occur. It's part of the base process of your operating system. Okay, there are subroutines or daemons and programs running on people's minds that act as firewalls to prevent shaking that propagandized foundation, that salted caramel core of their reality. What's going to happen if you try to wake them up is that 1, you're going to sound crazy. 2, you're not going to convince them. And 3, that person will never look at you the same again. And a possible 4th is they will try to destroy your life. This is by design. Second of all, it is not your place to start waking people up. The quest for truth is a very archetypal personal journey. For a man, until you figure out what your truth is, the quest for truth should be your primary mission. You need to mark that shit on your mini map and figure it out, all right? I'm not just talking about politics or whatever here, guys. I'm also talking about the nature of reality. the nature of your existence and your purpose here in life, man. What could be more true than your purpose in life? Let's say you did manage to corner your boomer dad or your 17-year-old sister and convince them of whatever, insert thing here, it doesn't matter. Okay, that person is going to end up like Cypher from the Matrix. They're going to fry your ass with that fucking laser gun, and then they're going to go make a deal with the AI to get their ass socialized back into society. If someone you know looks around at the world that we are currently living in and doesn't see any problems aside from the things that we are told are problems, then they're not intelligent enough, man. And I'm sorry to tell you that. It's a very sad situation. You know, I'm very familiar with it. But this leads to my ultimate point in this video: the importance of being based, red-pilled, and woke. I'm not the one to tell you what is right or wrong or what path you should take in life, but I have acquired a certain, je ne sais quoi, or wisdom in my time on this planet, all right? And my opinion is this: you need to understand why things are the way that they are in this world, and then you need to walk away. Ultimately, the fate of whatever is important to you, that fate is out of your hands. You can dedicate your life and your life's priceless energy trying to crack the matrix or feel outrage and disdain for your victimization, or you can say, fuck that. What would the hero in my story do? Heroes aren't victims. You need to ask yourself that question more often. How can I be the hero in my story? I'll tell you how not to be the hero in your story. It's definitely not to fall prey to the traps laid by Satanist oligarchs that rule over our society. Be a good man. Treat people with respect. Be strong and steadfast in your beliefs, and go get that fucking money, yo, so that you can live the life that you want to live. All right. The pursuit of money for the sake of having nice things is very feminine. I do not relate to that at all. Getting money and buying nice cars and nice clothes, that's for women, yo. That's what women do with money. What men should be doing with money is building empires for themselves, okay? They should be getting money so that they have greater decision power in their life. I'm not against having nice things. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the goal of your money should be power. It should not be aesthetics or social standing. Okay? Keep your head up, keep your mind right, and keep your heart in the right place, all right? Whenever you're feeling like the world is out to get you, just go outside and look around and recognize that that is all, for the most part, in a fiction world called the internet that is meant to enslave your mind and keep you scared and afraid and angry and upset. Much love. If this was useful to you, drop it in the comments below. Peace out.
It comes soon, Charger 96, and every single time I get on top of this mic, I fix all the mistakes that Kenny's past rappers have made, claiming they artists but never have a track that's been saved.